Anurag Kashyap is my friend, was my friend, and we still friends. So in this show, I tried to get along with her, but she wasn't ready at all.
Mandana Karimi, thank you so much for joining me on eTimes TV. I welcome you to this platform, and I'm really looking forward to this interview with you. I straight up want to ask you that are you really disappointed at being evicted from the show Lock Up? One really thought at some point of time, say 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, that you will run a long race.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on this platform. And second of all, I think in my life, in my entire life and my entire career, I've done things as per as my convenience, and I've always choose myself, and I've always choose my peace in life, just in general. And I'm kind of sorry for the fans and for you that you guys thought that I'm going to stay in the jail for a long time and win the show and all that. But besides everything else, I put my mental health, my well-being before anyone else. Because if I'm not going to be happy and if I'm not going to be content with myself, I'm not going to be able to entertain people and entertain my audience. So probably that's one reason. And yeah.
So are you telling me that you were not feeling all right inside being locked up, and you were feeling a certain sense of anxiety or discomfort?
No, not at all. I'm not talking about anxiety. I'm talking about putting yourself first in life, just in general. There is a lot of situation and there is a lot of places where I rather not go because of many reasons. Probably I don't like the location, I don't like the person, I don't want to be seen. I rather spend with the family. I rather spend time with the family, and that's what I meant. Not because I was anxious or I had anxiety. And what I meant is that in life, I do have certain fine lines. I have certain red lines which I don't cross it. It doesn't matter for what, for money, for fame, for staying in the show. I don't cross those lines. And I felt like in the show, that moment has come for me, because there was moments where the Cathios who were inside the jail, they were pushing me to do things which is not agreeing with me and my well-being. So probably that's why I didn't want to play the game anymore, and I'd rather to come back to my routines and come back to my life. Yeah.
So did you make friends in the show? Some of them who would keep contact with you and who would like to keep contact?
Yeah. Well, I did definitely make one friend, Saisha. From the beginning, we had a great bond, and even when she came back, I had a little bit of my doubt that she's, from the opposite team, but we managed to have our friendship without, backstabbing each other or, getting it confused inside the game. She's one of the friendship that I made. And I think until certain days and certain level also with Zishan. But then I realized that for him, it's more of my friendship with him, it's a stepping stone more than a friendship. So, and I think all of you guys have seen it, that, that friendship got kind of stopped by me because I didn't want to be anyone's stepping stone. And in real life, I mean, in current life outside of the jail, I never make friends to benefit from them. And I do understand that the format of the show is that way. A lot of people make friends or alliance to kind of move forward in the show. I'm not like that I wasn't like that in the show. I'm not like that in real life. So, but I'm glad I made one good friend, which is Saisha.
Would you say that you really didn't get along with Payal?
Well, I did try to get along with Payal. I'm not sure, maybe outside of that jail, I could be able to have a conversation with her. I have said these words even in the show, that I experienced couple of seconds of vulnerability in her, a couple of seconds, very like brief moment. But then I feel like for her to stand alone and strong, she has taken a very aggressive way of showing that, right? So in the show, I tried to get along with her, but she wasn't ready at all. And I think, as very correctly, Kangana ma'am also mentioned that Payal has these really tall walls that she's so scared to letting anyone come in. And I understand that that's a valid point for her, because she knows that whoever is making friendship or getting close to you in the jail is because they're trying to take advantage of you, right? So maybe outside, I don't know, but inside the jail, I tried my best. But I think she wasn't open, or she wasn't ready to have any friends.
If you meet her in a party, will you go up and speak to her?
Oh, of course, of course. I don't believe in ignoring people. I don't believe in being like, oh my God, that person. No, I'm a very, what's it called? I want to be, the places that I go, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, and I don't want to be uncomfortable in a place. So for me, it doesn't make me a lesser person to say hi, hello to anyone, even my worst enemy. Payato is not even my enemy. So.
You dropped a bomb in the show. You set the internet on fire. You set some of the pages in print on fire, literally, when you said.
Oh, I did?
Yes, you did. You did. You said that you had a friend in life whom you thought was a friend, a filmmaker, and then you apparently had a relationship with him. And then.
I never said those words. I didn't say I had a friend and it was a filmmaker and I had a situation. I never said those words, and those are not my words. The format of the show is the sharing of your secret. And in my secret, I said I had a relationship with a person who's a film director. So I want to clarify one thing very clearly, is that I didn't become an actress yesterday, or I didn't become a model yesterday. I've been in industry for many years. I understand the fact that an actress's life becomes a public known story, and people want to know what you're doing. People are interested into your life, and especially your personal life. And I've always taken the gossip and drama and news and headlines with a pinch of salt. But then one thing that I dislike about media and the way they take the words that someone says and they make it to headline is the fact that they twist your words in a way. I had a secret which I shared for the show. It was an exclusive secret for the show. And the names which is going around and people are saying that, oh, it's this person and it's that person. I never gave a name. And I don't know how people have come up with all these names, because the person who I had a relationship with, he wasn't my friend before, or it wasn't like whatever. So that's really unfortunate how people can play with someone's name and come up with names of the person who I haven't said those words. So, and I think that's the reality, or the sad reality of social media and newspapers.
What I want to ask you here, Mandana, is that you will not name the filmmaker. You do not wish to name the filmmaker, right?
Yeah, sure. I think I have made that clear, and if you watch the episode, you'll understand what I've said.
Okay. And
I just want to add, and it's definitely is not the name which is going around, which is Anurag Kashyap, because Anurag Kashyap is my friend, was my friend, and we still friends. And it's shocking that how people can come up with his name and put a tag on him. And because I've seen the news and I've seen the headlines, and I don't know how even people can come up with the names like that. It's not done. It's not right. It's not done. It's very unethical. It's very unfortunate. And as I mentioned again, I'm going to mention it again. It's a sad reality of social media when and news, when they want to pick names and make it to headlines and put words in people's mouth and come up with names. Yeah.
I really appreciate the way you clarified this.
Oh, of course. No, of course.
You also happen to touch upon a little about your married life.
Hmm?
in general in the show. Tell me one thing, does this all make you wary of men, wary of love now? Or would you still be open to, love, marriage?
Not at all. Not at all. And I give you an example. Let's say you go to a market and then you have bought a kilo of apple and you come home and there is one apple which has a kira in it, right? Right? Let's say that. And it doesn't make the other apples bad. It doesn't make the other apple that you're not going to enjoy that apple, right? It's the same thing with life and relationships and men and love. Just because someone wasn't ready to take my love, just because someone didn't receive my love or didn't understand my value, it doesn't mean the world is to the end and you're not going to find love again. And I think that's what I want to have my strong message out there for my fans, for the audience, that it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world talking about abortion. It's not the end of the world talking about your failed marriage, your failed relationship, your failed career, your failed, let's say in my case, coming, out of my home country. It's not the end of the world. It actually, those are the situations which makes you stronger, right? And it makes you believe that it doesn't matter if someone is not accepting me. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to find another place to belong, right? That's what I've done with my life. And that's why I feel like India is my home, because I didn't have a place that I want to leave, a country to live, and I came to India and I found home in it. So I want people to be inspired by the things that I say, instead of making it to headline and tagging people and making it to a gossip. Why can't we look at the bigger picture, that there is a girl who has come from nowhere, right? Not many people, they know about Iran. Not many people have the knowledge about what's happening in that country. She has come from that place. This is not my first language. I've stayed in this country for many years. I've done films, I've done shows, I've done TV, right? For everything said and done, right? I'm still here standing tall and talking to you and doing this interview, right? There should be a reason behind it, right? Why do we have to, and I'm not talking about myself only, I'm talking about, let's say, Priyanka Chopra, let's say Deepika Padukone, let's say Alia Bhatt, right? There is so much of gossip. There is so much of not talking about the hard work that they had to put through. Not the fact that their life has become so public. Not the fact that many times they couldn't be available for their family functions, or the things that everyone does. Why do we have to categorize everything and make it to the headline and make it to a news when we can actually focus on a good part of everything?
I really want to know, who is your source of strength?
Myself. I don't have any source of strength. Yes, I'm very lucky that I have a few friends who they always had my back. But at the end of the day, it's you and yourself, and you are the one who's going to deal with it. You might as well accept the fact that a lot of things in life is not in your control. You can't have a control of how people are going to feel about you, or how people are going to talk about you, and how even there is no guarantee on anything. How would I know while I'm talking to you, my heart is going to stop and that's it, the end? Do I know that? Do you know that? No, right? So at the end of the day, you are your own source of everything. Your happiness, your love, your strength, everything. It comes from within. We sometimes and to be honest, I tell you, myself also, I forget it sometimes. I get all lost and I feel like, oh my God, I need this, I need that to feel centered, right? But then I think what would be great, what would be practical, that if we could remember every single moment to believe that you are your own source of happiness. And I think our life becomes much better and, it becomes a happier place. But at the end of the day, we all are humans. So complicated.
No, it's fantastic. You have taken stock of your life. It's really fantastic.
Thank you.
I want to know, before I conclude, what's happening on the work front, Mandana. I mean, where are you headed now after the show Lock Up? Is it movies? Is it TV serials? Or is it going to be web shows? Are you
Okay.
auditioning? Are you reaching out to filmmakers? Are you reaching out to casting directors? What's the modus operandi?
Okay. So, I've always been open to working on different platforms and challenging myself. I think as an artist, all of us, we're challenging ourselves 24/7 hours. And at the moment, at this point, I have a movie which is coming up, it's releasing on 6th May. It's with Anil Kapoor Sir's production house. The name of the movie is Tar, which he's acting also in it. And I've done a guest appearance in that film, which is releasing on 6th May. That's one thing. I finished shooting for a web series just before I went for Lock Up. So that's also most probably is going to be releasing this year. I am auditioning for a few things. I haven't heard from them. I need to get back and see what's happening on that front. I had a dream project. I wanted to write something, a short film. Finally, after 2 years, I finished writing it. It's been registered, the script. So I'm hoping and planning to shoot the short film hopefully by beginning of the May. So that's another thing that I'm focusing right now at the moment. And on this side, I'm just taking care of myself. I'm doing my social media stuff. I'm doing my collaboration. So I like keeping myself busy with a little bit of everything. So that's exactly what's happening right now. And of course, I'm open to films, web series, as far keeping the audience and my fans happy and entertained. I think, and myself happy. I think that's most important.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Mandana, for this lovely
Of
conversation.
course.
Do stay in
Of
touch.
course.